Good morning, everyone. Prepper Nurse 1 here. Today is Saturday. It is March, and I don't remember exactly what the date is, to be honest with you. But so I don't want to say the wrong one and then have everybody jump on me and say, "Oh, today is such and such day." Yesterday, which was Friday, I told you we had quite a bit of rain, and so today is much nicer. Looks like we're going to have some sunshine, which will be a good thing. I'm just going to point to the sky here, guys. It's always interesting when you see certain things. Got an airplane over there. You got an airplane there. There was just one there where you see that line. But anyway, I was going to talk about this. I don't know, it just popped into my mind, which I think is interesting, actually. Hiding in plain sight, right? A lot of people do that. They hide in plain sight. So what do I mean by that? Well, you have people out there that are, wanted by the FBI or whoever, and they basically hide in plain sight. I mean, people don't, they get away with it, and they get away with it for years. I mean, one of the people that comes to mind is List. And if anybody knows the story of that, he killed his entire family, and then he moved across the country, changed his name, lived a very unassuming life for many, many years, started another family, and nobody knew. And then they did eventually catch him, but it was long after he was an old man, and that justice really couldn't be served, at that point. But how do they do that? How do they get away with that, right? Well, obviously, how do you do that? Now, this obviously was not in modern times, but how do you do it in modern times? How do you fly under the radar, be unassuming, not let people, one of the things you would have to do, I don't know why this was in my mind, it was just something I was thinking about too, but one of the things you would have to do is you would have to cut off all contact with the people that you loved. You couldn't try to sneak a phone call in and and see how the mom and dad are doing back home and the kids and whatever the case may be. If you're on the run, you're going to have to keep a really low profile from that perspective, because a lot of times those government agencies are going to be listening in to try to figure out what's going on. So there's that. That's the first thing. You'd have to change your appearance. If you had short hair and were clean shaven before, you might change your hair color. You may grow your hair longer. You might grow a beard. All those type of things like that. You definitely are going to have to change your appearance. So there's that. You're going to, like I said, you're not going to want to be putting yourself out there into the public where you could be scrutinized. So you're going to probably want to be somewhere that you can really live an unassuming life, small town, have a cover story, whatever the case may be, of why you're there, what you're doing, and stuff like that. So, having money would definitely be helpful in that situation if you're on the run. Because, again, you're not going to really be in a position where you're going to want to be, having to deal with banks and IDs and all that type of stuff. So there's the other thing. You're going to definitely have to have some kind of a fake ID. So you're going to have to go through whatever network that you have to go through to get those fake IDs and fake documents, which realistically is not that hard. It really isn't. If you know the right people and you know what you need to do, getting a new identity is not really that difficult. So you could have all the right paperwork, social security number and all that, but again, You're not going to want to be someplace that has a ton of cameras that are watching people. You like places like Walmart that have, facial recognition technology. So, obviously, if you're that criminal person and you're trying to keep a low profile, those are not kind of places you're going to want to go to. You want to go to that, like I said, that small, unassuming town somewhere where you can hopefully try to fit in, not be recognized, not have people scrutinizing you. You want to be standoffish, but you don't want to be too standoffish, if that makes sense. You want to do your own thing, but you don't want to draw unwanted attention from people trying to figure out who you are, why you're there, and stuff like that. Like again, there's your cover story. You better have some kind of a cover story of why you're doing what you're doing and those type of things. It's really interesting. I mean, there's actually a lot into it when you think about it. And but again, like I said, you want to be more of an isolationist, but not draw unwanted attention to yourself. If, like I said, if that makes any sense. So, interesting world that we live in, and I think there are times that people just want to check out. You don't necessarily have to be a criminal mastermind to do that. You just you've had enough, and there's been many examples of people doing that. But like I said, they hide in plain sight. They're out there. They're not like shying away, but they're not trying to draw attention to themselves. They don't want to be in the newspaper. They don't want to be in the news, and so they try to live very unassuming lives. They try to get jobs where they're not going to be in the limelight and stuff like that. So I just think it's really interesting, and like I said, I'll be honest with you, I was dreaming about it. So that's why, like, I woke up and I was like, well, that was pretty interesting. Like right now, the sun is just starting to peak over the hills. It's about 7:30 in the morning here at the homestead, and so I don't know. It was just a weird thing. I woke up and I was like, well, that was a weird thought process in my sleep. Why would I be, doing that? But again, it's like, is it doable? Absolutely, yes, it's doable. Again, you just have to be very careful with what you're doing. So I don't know. Just thought I would share that with you, and like to hear your thoughts. What would you do about trying to change your identity, hide who you are? Where would you go? What would you do? What would you think that you would have to do? I mean, you can't hide your fingerprints. That's one thing you can't hide. Okay, so if your fingerprints are on record anywhere, you're not going to be able to hide from that. So very interesting overall. So obviously, you're not going to want to have a job where you have to be fingerprinted to get that job. So anyway, guys, just weird thoughts that popped into my mind, my brain when I'm sleeping, and I don't know why. So, some food for thought, right? Anyway, guys, I want to hear your feedback. I want to hear what you have to say. What would you do? How would you do it? Anyway, remember, folks, we truly are all in this together. We are one race called the human race. As soon as we can figure that one out, we're going to be in much better shape. We have to stop letting them manipulate us using race, religion, political affiliation, all of this nonsense. None of it means anything. Also remember, guys, hug and kiss the ones that you love. Tell them every single day. Tomorrow is not guaranteed. We never know what's going to happen in life. So it's really important that we tell the people that we care about every day how we feel. Last but not least, STD, step, thing, and day. One step at a time, one thing at a time, and one day at a time. Whatever you're trying to accomplish, whatever you're trying to do, you can do it. The only one stopping you from achieving your goals is going to be you. That's it, nobody else. Stay positive, stay away from the negativity, and you're going to be just fine. I hope you all have a great day, and I will talk to you later. Prepper Nurse 1, out for now.